There are hundreds of different videos online about how you can grow on the X platform. But in this video today, we're going to go over 5 ways that you can increase your authority in the trading space on X. Since COVID, there has been an incredible rise in the number of retail Forex traders in the prop firm space. And with this rise, there has also been many more trading influencers coming onto different social platforms looking to take advantage. But one thing that I have noticed is that so many traders specifically are doing social media wrong when it comes to X. So let's dive straight in and look at the 5 different ways that you can increase your authority as an influencer on X. The first thing we're going to need to do probably seems quite obvious to most people, but of course we need to look at our profile and the way that we present ourselves to our potential followers. So your profile picture is arguably one of the most important aspects of your overall profile look. It tends to be quite a common theme on X for people to use profile pictures that are not themselves. And the issue with this is there is so much mistrust within the Forex industry because of all the fake gurus going around that people need a way to be able to trust you. And so the first thing that I would recommend is that you actually make sure that your profile picture is a photo of you. This way people can actually put a face to the name and they can actually feel like they're slightly more connected to you, and it will most likely have a positive effect on the way that people interact with your profile. Then of course we have our banner, which can be used as a handy tool to let people know what it is that you actually do in the Forex space. For example, myself, I am a psychology and motivation coach, so I make sure that that is very loud and in your face in my banner so people know exactly what to expect out of me. But then of course you have people that are technical coaches, people that deal with fundamentals, or perhaps even people whose sole purpose on the X space is to teach people how to pass prop challenges. Whatever it is that you specialize in the Forex space, make sure that you have that in your banner so people know immediately what sort of content they can expect from you. Next, we have our bio, which serves a similar sort of purpose as your profile banner. In your bio, again, you just need to let people know what it is that you actually do, and you can put any links to any of your external locations that you operate. Maybe you've got a Telegram group or a Discord community, whatever it may be. Your bio is the perfect place to showcase what it is that you do and any other projects that you may run or be a part of. And lastly, we have our pinned post. Now, for me, this is one of the most important things, and the last tip in this video is going to go a lot deeper into like what I personally use my pinned post for. But for the most part, it just needs to be like one of your best pieces of work, something that as soon as people click on your profile, that is the first piece of content that they will see, and it needs to make them think, yes, I like this and I would happily come back. I'll drop the follow, maybe I'll even turn the notification bell on. It just needs to be some of your greatest work, so don't be putting any random posts about what you had for dinner, etc. in your pinned post. The second tip is to produce video content. Now, this can be long form content like this YouTube video that you then share to your X community, but it can also be short form content that you specifically make for the X platform, and I do also do this. The reason I recommend that you start to create video content, if you don't already, is because if you just look at the way that social media is moving as a whole, every single platform that has ever kind of come out as a social media platform has eventually favored video content, and X is no different. Eventually, this is what is going to be the main focal point of the content being put out. I couldn't tell you exactly how long it will take before video overtakes short form writing and long form threads, but all I can tell you is that eventually it's coming. And as creators, it's our job to try and stay ahead of the curve and make sure we're doing more of what works. I personally found that immediately after starting to create video content, my engagement rates and my overall reach at least doubled in the space of about 2-3 weeks, and from there things have started to snowball slowly but surely. I mean, before I started making videos, I was getting maybe 10-15 likes on a post and a couple of shares here, maybe a comment here and there. But since I've been producing video content, like, many of my videos now are hitting 200, 300, 400 likes, and this of course has had an effect on the amount of people that actually follow me when they see my content, because the more and more videos that I'm putting out there, the more people realize that the majority of the content that I look to produce is value-based content using videos. I know many of you out there are probably going to have your own excuses as to why you can't yet start producing video content, but I told myself this for about 5 years, that I didn't have the right equipment and I didn't know how to edit and things like that. But ultimately it just came down to the fact that I just wasn't confident enough to start putting myself out there. And by the time I did start producing the content, I realized that none of the bad things that I thought would happen happened, and all that did happen is that I had just wasted 5 years of my life not getting on with the things that I know I needed to. The best thing you can do is just to start, because all the video content creators that you perhaps look up to all went through this period when they first started of creating and producing terrible content. It's a learning curve. We all have to go through it. Even now, I know that my content is not 10 out of 10 and I've got a long way to go, but the only way I've been able to improve at all is to just keep going. I produce at least one short form video every single day, and I make sure that there are a group of people around me that are really honest about the things that went well and the things that didn't, and we kind of brainstorm and look for ways to improve on my quality and my delivery. And slowly but surely things have got slightly better over time. So yeah, tip number 2, if you are not yet producing video content on X, I highly recommend that you start. You will very quickly start to see a positive change in the way your community engages with your content and your profile. Tip number 3 is to start getting involved in X Spaces sessions. Some of you may have noticed that many of the bigger names in the industry are constantly hosting spaces through themselves or through the firms that they are affiliated with, and these are normally based around different Forex topics like risk management, trading psychology, different trading strategies that people use. And one thing that they are really good for is collaborating with other influencers and being able to basically combine your audiences together so that you can get many people on one call. And usually kind of anyone that doesn't follow you from that space, if you are one of the key speakers, you will find that your following increases literally just during these sessions, especially if you actually have something useful to talk about on the session. To start off with, I would recommend just speaking to some other influencers and trying to collab on their spaces and look to be a guest speaker or a co-host, just while you get your head around the way that they operate and you start to get a feel for kind of public speaking. Obviously, not everyone is confident enough to do this. However, I do recommend that you just kind of put yourself through it and kind of overcome this confidence barrier with public speaking. I promise you that the benefits of being a part of these sessions very much outweighs the stresses that come from basically having to put yourself through awkward social situations. Once you start getting to grips with what it's like to be a co-host or just a guest speaker, I would recommend that you actually look to start hosting these sessions for yourself and try to involve other influencers from the prop space to be guest speakers or guest hosts. If you can get yourself involved in these types of events at least once a week or maybe once every other week, you'll very quickly start to see within a month or so the positive impact that it has on your authority over your community. Tip number 4 is be real. It can be really tempting to follow in the footsteps of some of these fake marketing gurus on social media who are just showing off fake profits and fake lifestyles to their communities in a bid to get payments for courses and mentorships, etc. But there is enough bad energy going around in this industry, And as I said previously, there is a lot of mistrust because of how many scams there are in the Forex industry. Why not be one of the real ones who breaks the cycle and actually teaches people the realities of trading Forex? I myself am constantly explaining to my community that I'm not yet a profitable trader, and I don't want you to take actual technical trading advice from me, because the chances are, if you start listening to me, no matter how much authority I have, you will lose money, you will blow prop firm challenges, you will lose funded accounts. So instead, I just keep it real and I explain to people that I understand the psychology that goes into trading Forex, because I was into psychology before I even came into this industry. So between me and my following, we have this understanding that I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here, as I'm going through my own journey, to basically explain some of the trading psychology pitfalls that I have fallen into, the ways I have overcome them, and how you can do the same thing. If you want to be truly respected in this industry, you need to follow a similar path. Please do not just be another one of these fake online gurus who are basically scamming people out of money, selling them a false reality that we all know is just not possible within the trading industry. You cannot flip $100 to $1 million and things like that. It doesn't work. And now more than ever, people are actually looking to find legitimate mentors to look up to all over social media, on all the different platforms, and X is no different. If you can be just a small glimpse of light in the darkness that this industry has become, you will find that, again, people just will tend to respect you because you are doing the right moral thing. And the final tip that I have, tip number 5, is one of my personal secrets, and I didn't even know if I wanted to share it with everyone. But I mean, in the spirit of being able to give the most value that I possibly can to my community, I am going to share it with you guys. So tip number 5 will be, when you start hosting giveaways with prop firms, which admittedly might take a bit of time, you might not be able to start doing this until you get to maybe 1,000 followers, maybe a little bit more. But once you do start hosting giveaways, you will find that, of course, hundreds and hundreds of people engage with the post as they're looking to win free accounts, but thousands of people will see the post. So recently I figured out a way to basically boost the engagement of my other posts straight off the back of running giveaways. So the way that it usually works for anyone who has never hosted one or hasn't even kind of entered a giveaway on X is that the giveaway will be posted and the entry requirements will be something like follow the host and the firm and like and share the post and tag 3 friends. But what I have started doing is, of course, sometimes you need to get permission from the firm that you're doing the giveaway with, but as one of my entry requirements, I basically say that you need to like and share my pinned posts. Now, remember at the start of the video when I was talking about kind of the importance of using your pinned post, this is where my kind of secret recipe for engagement comes in. So each time I run a giveaway, and of course I know how much extra engagement I'm going to get on this post, I just make it so that people have to like and share my pinned post, and then I make sure that throughout the next 48 to 72 hours, I rotate different videos that I've recently made, or I drop brand new videos immediately after the giveaway and I pin them to my profile. This means that straight from the off, I actually get quite a lot of engagement on my videos, which obviously ranks them higher on X, which also means that I get more organic reach. I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks and the results have just been insane. I went from kind of averaging about 50-60 likes on one of my videos and maybe 1,000 views thereabouts, to sometimes getting 5,000 to 10,000 views on a video and being able to get, now I think my highest kind of engaged post that I've had now had 450 likes on it. Now on other social media platforms like Instagram with Reels or TikTok, like 400 likes doesn't seem like a massive thing, and nor does 5,000 views. But if you look at the general kind of video content that is out there on X, you will realize that these are crazy numbers. Even some of the influencers that I associate with that have got significantly bigger followings than I do often do not get the same engagement rates that I do on my videos. And I do put this down to two things. One, because I actively create content on a very consistent basis. Like I said, I try to make sure that I upload at least one new short form video a day. But of course, it also comes from my secret recipe of making sure that when I run giveaways, I get people to engage with my pinned posts, and I make sure that my pinned post is always one of my videos. So there you have it. Those are the 5 things that I would start doing now if you want to start increasing your authority as a trader in the X space. If you have enjoyed watching this video and you found any value, then please make sure that you like and share this video, and maybe even hit that subscribe button. If you are looking for additional help growing as an influencer on X in the trading space, then do make sure that you visit the link in the description to my X profile, where you'll be able to drop me a message and we can run over a few extra things. We can look at what things are working with your account, what things are not, and we can try to create an actionable plan for you to improve moving forwards.